Guys, I hope you can hear me, but I guess you can't see me right now. But that will be happening shortly, hopefully. Yeah, here I am. Sorry about that. Did not set up the camera correctly. Hi everyone. Hi Naki. Cheers. Still have some beer over, since I'm only drinking on stream. Awesome. So let me quickly, because I have a cool camera, I can do something like this, where it's calibrating with a card, so the colors will change. Normally I do this before the stream, but yeah, I did not have the time to set the camera up. You can't see it, but on my screen there is like an overlay that it's calibrating. Hi CQI, welcome. Alright, so this should be the correct colors. Let me change framing a bit. Today we're doing stuff live. Alright, so the camera is set up. How are you guys doing? Kara, Kai, welcome. From the QR code. Yeah, I guess LC02 lifting device. What's that? I don't know if it's the... I guess they use the car code to track the thing. And then they interpolate the colors, and based on that they set Google search from that QR. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I tried to search it when I got the camera as well, but you get something like that back, yeah. But I guess it's only for tracking, so the camera can track the thing and read what's... I just calibrated my camera with this, so I have a camera that can self-calibrate based on these colors. So first the camera is looking for the card, and I guess this is why the QR code is here. And wow, I don't know what's happening. And then it just uses the colors to interpolate the correct values. Yeah. I have a fancy schmancy camera that can follow me around, and yeah. Everything for the stream. How you doing, guys? Camera goes boom! Yeah. Cheers. Have you been following Paris Blockchain Week? Or anything else? Let me quickly switch here. That should work. Okay, so as I haven't said it already, welcome to another installment of Forging Altea. Cheers with the water. Cheers, Karak. Today we're continuing down the road of a in-game tutorial. I've been a bit busy and already implemented the functionality for the... I don't know, I guess we're going to call it boss fight, since it's kind of like that. And today I was thinking we could either start with AI, which is always a bit dry. It's still interesting. But I thought first off... Okay. Kopasamsu, welcome. Kopasamsu, I guess I'm pronouncing that wrong, but welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. MW, hey, welcome. What was I saying? Yeah, I wanted to spice things up a bit today. So I've created a few shaders before stream that we can try and implement to not let all these guys... Wizard is never late. That's correct. Can I play the tutorial even when I'm not new to the game? Yeah, so the idea is that... Let me quickly start Knights of Cathena here. And I just... Yeah, let me boot it up and then I switch the screen. The idea is that you have a button where you can go into the training mode. And later on the road, you could even select the scenarios you want to play. So, yeah, you can definitely play it. So the idea is for accounts or gamers that are already playing, they can just click and look at the tutorial. Or we're gonna call it training mode. And if you signing up new, so you just signed up, you're new, it will ask you if you want to start training mode, and if you say yes, you will be thrown in there, and after that you are free to play yourself. So that's the idea basically. So I've booted up Knights of Cathena here. The thing is that we introducing the training now is that we have a lot of feedback where people struggle to begin playing properly, since some of the mechanics can be overwhelming if you don't know them. So let me quickly sign in. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to switch here now. Close this since it's so bright. So the idea is that we will basically add a new button here, so we will squish these down a bit. I guess I have a weird resolution. And we will add a button here which is called training. And then you can hop into that. And there will also be, I guess, a quest for that, so you will get red gems if you play through the training. No pet for me. but guys, I guess for that I need to quickly move back here because we have a secret feature. What? No. Let me switch back. Sorry. I have the development version installed, so I'm actually connected to staging, so I'm a bit confused. But I guess my CGO was pretty much... Yeah, I have 18 million CGO. Yeah, we don't use the red gems a lot on the testing server. I can see it down here. I don't know if it's come through, but this is the current development build. But yes. Let me quickly guide you through what's working already. Just need to think about it. How I'm going to show this best. Okay, so something like that. 6.2k. You've been playing for some time, right? Have you been late to the party? I guess you've been here a long time. So yeah. Let's quickly jump into this and show you the state. I don't play that much. Okay. Well, I guess there will be other pets, but this is a special one. Okay. Where was this? I more enjoy watching the streams. Oh, that's all fine with me. Where is it? Training? There it is. States. Then I quickly need to adjust. Yeah, that's correct already. So let me quickly get some space here and make this a bit bigger, so I can show you what's going on. I guess the audio is muted. The guys in the office told me that they use my streams that I post on YouTube. So for all of those who don't know, past streams of Forging Altea are available on our YouTube. I don't know if we have a command for that. We don't. But I will post it anyways. So there is a playlist Your channel playlist. So if you want to watch all of the previous streams, you can go ahead and do this here. What was I saying? Yeah, the other guys told me that especially Cloud uses my streams in the background to work. So it's ambient noise, kinda. Okay, so current state. This is the night scenario. You can see over here that I kind of simulate the UI, so you can see the current scenario. We are currently in the night scenario. I can click a button which is called a mid continue, which later on will be a bigger UI component that will have the message that you see right here. This is only filler text for now. There's nothing set in stone. And then you have to click continue to actually get started. So you can see you can't do anything really because you did not say continue here. So this is just to ensure that the user or the player is actually reading the message that we proposing to him, her, where we add some text to give more context. So here we say, alrighty, do what you need to do. So I know what I need to do. So I'm going to say emit continue. Then we see here continue was fired, and now I can do stuff. Like I can in any other game. I can select them. Say okay. Let's move here. And this will trigger the reset, which is happening now. And this is what we're going to make pretty today. So Mustafa, hi, welcome. Yeah, as well as this, they just spawn in and out instantly there. This is what we trying to make pretty today, since I added some dissolve materials that will let us spawn the characters and then just animate them in. Will look really cool. I also have an idea for the weapons, which we have to try out if that works. But yeah, other than that, of course I have to continue here. Then we have checks in place if he is in reach. So since this is the first scenario, we will stop here. And then the message will say, currently, nice, you're in the correct spot. Let's attack the opponent. And you can see I can't do anything until I confirm this message. So this is really, from the start, letting the player know what's happening. In the consecutive scenarios, we will not be this annoying, I guess, since the player should already know what mechanics are at play. So if I say continue here, I can go in and say, okay, let's attack this. Now this is working properly as well. It wasn't the last stream, so it actually shows the correct damage that is going to be applied. And if I'm going to execute that, yeah, I also added a 50-50 chance for critical. Alright, so now I have the message, awesome, you did it. And when I continue, I will move into the next scenario, which is the hunter scenario. Here we already say, so these texts are currently the same for all scenarios, but these will change depending on the scenario. Well, here we will explain, okay, the next character is the hunter. There are now 2 hunters on the field, one is yours and one is the opponent's, blah. And then the opponent actually does something. Dinner's ready. Oh, I'm hungry too. Bon appetit, Karak. Okay, yeah. Then I will get like, okay, let's look at the battlefield. So we will explain what just happened. So basically, there are enemy turns where the enemy can do stuff. So this is like slowly progressing to all of the mechanics in the game. And you can see we will enforce the player to read this. After that, it's our turn. You can see it in the traversal bar here. And same story as with the night scenario. I can force a reset here if I go the wrong way. Boop, and I'm back to the start. But essentially, I just want the player to get into attacking distance. Then we will get an update here. And you see, I don't have to emit and continue here, since this will just be a little pop-up. So yeah, you're at the correct place. You know that from the previous scenario, you can now attack. Just to let the player know, but don't be that annoying. Then if I execute that, this scenario is basically finished. So you see, awesome, you did it. And after that, we will move into the next one, which is the mage. Some explanation here. Okay. Opponent turn. After that, we again say, oh no, the knight is being ambushed, mage to the rescue, so to say. Then it's basically the same as with all other scenarios. This is just to get a feel of the characters and what they can do attacking wise. So we will move into that. And all of these damages are hard coded, by the way. So I am here to ensure that he will have HP left to move into the priest state, and those two will always die. Yeah, and then scenario finished. Awesome, you did it. After that, we move into the mage and the priest. We say, okay, explain a little bit about the priest, what he can do, and what's the goal to accomplish in this scenario. In this scenario, it's healing the knight. So same thing as before. Let's move into the close proximity. I will get the message, you're in the correct spot. Now it says, let's attack the component. This will change based on the scenario. You can see the scenario here. So the message actually knows that we are actually in the priest scenario. So we can change messages depending on that. And then we just move in and heal him. Awesome. So this is also a way overpowered heal. This is just to illustrate, hey, your priest can heal. He has no health and now he has full health. So this is just to illustrate the point. After that, you will say, okay, you did it, awesome. Let's move on to the boss fight. So this is the boss fight. Hello Hip, welcome. This is what I was talking about. So this was technically implemented before, but not as polished as it is right now. So this is actually where we introduce turns. So currently the turn timer isn't running since I have to to acknowledge this message with the continue button. But once I do that, you will see after 15 seconds, which will wait real quick. Hip, you're always late to the party. You see all the announcements, right? What's up with that? Yeah, you see, we have a turn here, and of course, like in any other game, you play play normal matches. This behaves exactly the same. But everything behind the scenes is it's not communicating with the backend. It's everything done within this scenario, which is kind of awesome to be honest. But yeah, here you can go and say, yeah, do my stuff. I can't do anything right now. I can only walk a bit. And this is where we introduce the notion of turns. So you can actually see now, okay, the opponent is there, and this one is pretty jacked up. So every hit is a one hit with him. So the idea is to introduce the actual change in ancient power. So these are like only equipped with broken items, and this one is like fully equipped with, I don't know, I guess it's an epic one. But yeah, this is just to illustrate the difference between, hey, you have 4 of your characters but with lower items, and this is one enemy or opponent character with a lot of items. Where's the difference here in ancient power and the way you can augment the way you play. Yeah, essentially if I don't do anything, so what I will do now is I will just run away. Because that's always a nice test. Super Mario Bros, yeah, basically. I guess I'm going to rename it from Ancient Power Scenario to Boss Fight. And what I'm doing now is running away, since he can only walk like up to 5 tiles, I guess. So get to me. So currently he cannot attack, but he will get as near as possible. And I guess I need to put in a failsafe here as well. If for, I don't know, 4 or 5 turns nothing is happening, since I guess I can outrun him. Can I? I never actually tried. I guess I can't. We will try it. We will try it on stream. No, I can't. Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is, and after that, it will reset, since the goal of this scenario is to actually win against the boss, right? Which is possible, pretty easily to be honest, since yeah, every opponent turn you will lose one of your characters. This is just to say, okay, the thing is an immediate threat to what we're doing here. Okay, that was weird, but I guess why not? Yeah. He does that because I'm not checking if he's already within range. Probably should do that. Yeah, so within 2 turns I can finish him off, which is good. So it's easily beatable, but will also communicate the sense of danger within these API differences. AP, sorry guys. Okay, so that's essentially it. The training match is not yet implemented, so for that we need AI, or at least a kind of stable local AI that is fun to play against. But today we will spice things a bit up with graphics and stuff. But yeah, but that's essentially all of the major training scenarios done, technically speaking. Well, of course, there's... Let me quickly... I will do this off the screen. So maybe I can show you the current games. Net of Cathena. I will just quickly want to show you reference material for the 3D assets that we are creating for this arena. If I can find it. Packages, what's that? Icons. UI item 3D assets. I guess the artist did not save it yet, so I've seen it already in our daily stand-up, but maybe next time I will ask her to save it so I can show it on screen, or maybe until next time it's already in the game, but it's highly unlikely, I guess. Yeah, so that's basically it. The current progress. Other than that, I will show you the materials or shaders I was working on before the stream. Let me quickly change the layout to shader graph and then switch over to test pawns. So this is the test scene for all of our pawns. Characters, which we always say characters outside of the technical sense. So let me quickly check. These meshes have what applied? Yeah, they have the dissolve applied, which is what we want, and this one as well. So let me quickly find those materials, entities, pawns, materials. So these two. Let's show this one first. So let's hit play. These effects are actually pretty cool, I guess. So the idea is that we start with this, and also let me dissolve this. And then we just, so instead just spawning in, they will spawn in, and then we will animate this in. So this color can be changed to what we want, really. I tried to hit like a golden tone of some sort. I guess it was this, like, right? Yeah. Yeah, so we can animate the slider. So spawning in, and in about, I don't know, we can configure that. A few seconds, this will spawn in like this. And in about, I guess, this, so when we have like this far into the animation, we will also do this. Or after we're done, I don't know. We will essentially just, instead of spawning in instantly, we will have it shown with a unique tone here. Yeah, this is what this looks like. And this works with all other weapons as well. So it's actually kind of funny. Also thought about using this for the king appearance, right? Because currently the king just spawns in essentially as well. Which, don't get me wrong, works, but is obviously not that good presentation-wise. Okay, so back to the training scenario. Arenas. Training. And here we will say, yeah, the state is okay. And I already started on some code here. I hope that's readable. Okay. Alrighty. So essentially what we're going to do, when we spawn a character, which is called a pawn technically here in the code, we will look for all of these mesh renderers. So there's two different mesh renderers in Unity. One is for static meshes, which are the weapons, and the other one is for skinned meshes. So skinned meshes is just, yeah, it's basically a mesh that can be animated with animations, or either by keyframes or with code. Yeah, this is done so you have bones within this mesh, and you can tell some parts of the mesh which bones work with the mesh, so to say. But this is how animations work in general in games. So I already got those from the spawn pawn. So what we need to do now, we'll have to see if this is a problem timing wise, but essentially we will have to go in. So what we're doing here is we're creating a dictionary from the actual mesh renderer to the actual used material. So once the whole animation is done with the newly applied material, we will switch back to the other one, since it's computationally less expensive than the other one. Guess every time I'm streaming it's getting pretty hot in here. Let me quickly open the window again. Alright, sorry guys. Okay, so with this setup, we can now go in and say, okay, to all of the mesh renderers, so we actually don't need the values here, so the keys. Since the dictionary is built up like renderer and the material that was originally in the renderer. So the keys represent all of the renderers, and here's where we want to make changes. We essentially want to select here, I guess, renderer. Maybe it makes sense to create a method for this, which will return, excuse me, a dissolve material. So this is the overarching material type that we created. So both of those I showed you with the up and down and the noise one. These are both dissolve materials, but they are implemented differently, so to say. Okay, so what are we going to do is apply dissolve material, I guess. And here we will get a renderer. And here the renderer. We'll have to pass in the material to apply. Then we say material here. And after that we will return a new dissolve material given the renderer material. Yeah, that's basically it. Renderer, apply dissolve. Since this is static, yeah. Give it the renderer, and then the skinned, what was it? Pawn dissolve material, right? Pawn dissolve materials. So when I get a list of those, and the same thing goes for weapon, let's say tools, which is static mesh renderers, keys, and then basically the same logic with a twist. So we will change one parameter here, which is the weapon. Yeah, I call it weapon there, so I call it weapon here. Weapon dissolve materials. Alrighty. Okay, so we want to animate this. So we need values. Quickly clean up here. We need, these are always there, so I don't need the required. Private, float, pawn dissolve, duration. For now we will say like half a second, I guess. Then of course we need a easing for that. Ease pawn dissolve easing. By default this will be linear. Pawn dissolve material, yeah. Pawn dissolve easing. Dissolve duration. And we basically need the same for the weapon here as well. So now we need to think about when of these things we want to start, right? Because it actually wouldn't make sense if we building up this animation and the weapons already spawn in. So I guess like 75% into the pawn dissolve, we will actually kick this off or something like that. So let's add that in. It will be a float. Serialized field, the range of 0 to 1. Under the box group settings. Weapon, dissolve, start. It's not very descriptive right now, but that's okay. So start based on the overall pawn dissolve duration. Alright. So now we can go in and do stuff. Okay, so pawn dissolve materials. We want to select material, call it mod for now. So we have this dissolve value here. This dissolve value, first off, what we need to do is make sure that this is set to 0. There we actually don't see the pawn. We can also make sure that this is correct in the default material that we're setting here, which we probably should, but for good measure we will do it on both sides. Entities, pawns, materials, 0 and 0, so this should be correct. So what we're gonna do here is say result, then we're going to return the result. Before we actually do that, we will say result dissolve equals 0, right? And we can initialize this with that, which is awesome. But I'm not sure if that works. When is this run? I hope after the constructor, but then it would work. So this is static, and this is not static anymore. Okay, so this is taking care of this. So now we can really go in and say, okay, let's look at those materials. Dissolve materials. And say something like select between 2, right, mod dissolve, I guess it's this. Then we have a value here which will set the dissolve. Then we will have a target value and the duration. Ah yeah, sorry, we need this. It's highly unreadable. So I will create a method for that. I want a promise for this. Start dissolve. Right. Given a dissolve material and end value as well as a duration. Well, if we do it that way, we can also do it in line. So let's And then we want the set ease to be the pawn dissolve easing. And we want to turn this into a promise, and so we have these promises here. Pawn dissolve promises. Alright. And we essentially need the same thing for the weapon. So it would actually make sense to put this into a method, but we're doing that later. Right? Dissolve weapon dissolve duration and weapon dissolve easing. All right. So between those, we need to await. We need to await 75% of the pawn dissolve duration. So we need to have a delay here, which essentially is the pawn dissolve duration times the weapon dissolve duration start. Delay seconds. Right, then we will have the actual delay, which, well, I can initialize it here as well. Time span from, yeah, please import that, from seconds. And after that we will say promise delay, and finally you will say await promise all with a promises new list I promise concat. Oh, we can actually do it. Pawn dissolve promises concat weapon dissolve promises. All right, so these are all promises, and then we will await those. Yeah, that's hopefully everything. It will break, I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, this is different colored Y. We will also need a suffix label here with this. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay. How to test? First we need to see that the service is correctly configured, which is currently not the case. So we need mod pawn dissolve, y dissolve, I guess. Yes, and mod pawn noise. Right. These are the settings. Half a second. Well, basically this can be faster, I guess, and currently the easing is linear. It should be fine for now. And if you hit play, things will break. Yeah, they do. Interesting. I guess. Yeah, let me start the debugger here so we know what's happening in code actually. I also guess that we don't have the statics yet, since they are always late to the party. But by design. You don't see it in the game, but this is always a bit offset. Let Unity compile. And let's start again. So we will hit the breakpoint here, okay. We have 5 static mesh renderers. 5. That's a surprise to me. Ah. Static mesh renderers, right? If it's too much, maybe an arrow. An arrow for what? Ah, the extra static mesh. Yeah, what I'm confused about is that the actual skin mesh is also in there. But I guess there is no static mesh renderer, right? So mesh renderer should actually be correct. Yeah, we need to exclude. Need to exclude the indicator. I guess. Yeah. So let's see. This should be 1. Yes. Yeah. But how do I do this in the Ghost? So, another time to say that inheritance is inherently bad. Oh. So you're saying I don't actually need that, right? But in that case, it's important that it's different. It doesn't seem to be as yeah. Unity, Unity, Unity. Okay, so what I need to do is where a renderer has type of skin mesh renderer. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Ah, I could get like all components with mesh renderer and then group by. This is what you meant, right? Get components and children. Mesh renderer. Do this once basically. Group. So these are all the renderers. Right, and here we can actually already create them as a dictionary. Renderer. Come on. Cool. So when I don't go in and say renderers, keys, group by, then I say renderer, get type. Type needs to be type of skinned mesh renderer. Like this. So let me expand this. So I don't have to scroll anymore. Whoop. Var this. So these are that. He's complaining because I already have that. That's okay. A feeling that the dictionary at this stage makes more problems. Why? That should work. I don't see why that shouldn't work. And even if that doesn't work, I can always go in and say get hash code or something, which he should do anyways. Yeah, I need the values later on. This is why I'm doing this. So the values are essentially the values are there to preserve the original material. So I can go in after we did all of this and switch back to those materials in case we use something other than what's planned. So Unity is still doing stuff. Okay, so now we can go in and do this, right? Grouping. Do I have a collect or something? Never use group by. Okay, group a single property example. And after that, I can iterate through it. So essentially, it's creating an iterator. So I can't use this anymore. Since the iterator has a reference to the old stuff. That have a common key. I can get the element out. Group by member type, and then first then I get the group. Yeah, the renderer is an int because I did that. the key is a bool. So that wouldn't work. There's no value. I can do it the old-fashioned way. Like, I guess I can create a for loop, pawn, dissolve. Sorry. I need to do this below, obviously. No. I wanted to do this, and then skinned mesh renderer. Then I also only get the grouping. But how do I get the values out of that? I need to do first, which is weird. As queryable. What's happening then? Okay, this is turning into link stuff. Item statics were grouped. Okay. Item statics. You're turning it into a dictionary. You say to list. So if I go in and say to list here as well. Yeah, I only have a grouping here, right? But why does this work? I don't get it. Item statics, right? Item statics files. Group by. Group by returns a grouping. You get a grouping. And after that, you get a list of those. I thought so as well, but it doesn't. Because if that were the case, so I tried to loop over it like this. The traditional for each, and the for each will also return me the I grouping, and I don't know how to access the second type parameter here. Well, I can do first, but this is weird. This is the grouping, right? I have to iterate over the grouping. Okay, so it probably makes sense to flatten that somehow. C# link flatten list of groupings. Using the two dictionary like I did would make sense. Then you have a dictionary, bool, list renderers. Okay, they're really select product ID. But he ordered again, right? But I can... just without the order by. I'm doing that already, right? No, I do this to dictionary. I don't know what that is. So here I will return the key. The thing is still that I don't know how to access the actual value, right? I can say first, but that's not what I want. Really? Okay, let's call it grouping. And essentially I only want the values. Also, you only need one group by as resulting dictionary will have 2 entries. Will have 2 entries. Okay, so now I have this. Huh. This makes it even harder to do the stuff I did below. I can index those like that. Are you sure? Renderers. This is magic. And potentially dangerous. Yeah, renderers is hard to write. I agree. Skinned and static. Okay, so what did I want to do with those? I wanted to do this. Hallelujah. So, I can actually group up here right, with this thing. And then do this. But then I'm losing the information of the material. Let's do this for now. Okay, so debugger. I guess two wheres would have been the same thing, right? Okay, I will hit the breakpoint. I'll have renderers, then I have grouped renderers. Then I'm jumping out of this. True was not represented in the dictionary. Okay, so before we hit that, let's see what's in there. I have no skinned mesh renderer. So this is this. Shield. Pawn a knight. Pawn a knight. Yeah, I guess I'm switching to, let me quickly test that. Skinned equals renderers values keys where and then static renderer type. And then I will use that for now. Because I'm already confused of the values I'm getting. Alright, so let's test again. We'll need to the breakpoint here. Here we are. We have no skinned. Shield. Shield, broken skin. Shield, broken skin. This is 2 times in there. Sword, broken skin. And then this is the indicator. So why do I not get renderer. Let's look at it. Night. This is the pawn. Below is the mesh. This is the mesh. Debug dot. Yeah, see, skinned mesh renderer is not inheriting from mesh renderer, I guess. Yeah, so what I was doing was kind of right. I can go in and say renderer, so I get all renderers. Then I will go in and say, okay, get me either the skin or the mesh renderer, right? But this doesn't explain why we have 2 of each. Which is weird. Okay. Let's just attach the debugger. But didn't you get the skinned mesh renders before, even though you only wanted mesh renders? Yeah, I guess, but maybe I was confused about the multiple static mesh renderers, so might be a fault on my end. Either way, something is fishy. Okay. Right, I have 1 skinned mesh renderer, which is correct. And here I should have 3, but I have 5. And the thing is, I have 2 kinda in the same location. You see here, this is the sword broken skin. Both are on the unequipped. And I guess this is because of things I do. So I'm curious. Let me quickly break here and see if the editor has caught up on those. Because when I go into the weapon implementation, apply skin. First I delete all of those and then I spawn a new. And in that instance, I still have 2. Well, maybe that's not a problem. Maybe it is, I don't know. Okay, so here we are. And he's saying I have 2 of those. is weird, to be honest, but let's see if that works anyways. So I have all of those here now. Right. I actually thought we had this. We have this in 50 minutes, but there's always something, right? Okay. Do I have materials here? I have a dissolve material, which dissolve at 0, and here I have. Okay. This is the gather, right? So I get the 0 value. The n value should be 1. Okay, before that, that's weird, right? It's 0. We have an exception here, okay. Has been destroyed, but you're still trying to access it. Here. Yeah, probably where renderer. Ah, sorry. Renderer is not equal to null. Or I guess there was a way to check if something is already destroyed but not collected yet. But I guess null does the trick as well.
You don't make up for your sins in the church. You do it in the streets. You do it at home. The rest is
We have another exception here as well, which is weird. I cannot recommend changing code because it's brick stuff. Okay. So how many do I have here? Still 4. And now when I move into this, you will tell me that one of my renderers is actually why is it the other way around? Ah, sorry, I need to go to the mesh. Okay, so basically the thing is weird. Why is it weird? Because this thing is scaled? It is. So this is actually the wrong way around, right? Let's switch back to the shader graph view here. And this is the Y. Test pawns. There was a pawn somewhere here, alright. Ooh. It's a bit too big. Okay, so here he's already telling me that that's not working. So this is the wrong way around, right? Save, no, not save as, but save asset. Did I test this with the wrong values? No, I actually wanted to be 1 minus, right? I wanted to come from the bottom to the top. And with the dissolve, we are going in and saying the step. And I can't get the height of the mesh within the shader, which is a bummer. The question is, can I get it from code? Let's see. Mesh. Bounds. Okay, I have bounds here. Total size of the box. This is always twice as large as the extent. What else do I have? Is visible. This is a read-only thing. Local bounds. Okay, the bounding box of the renderer in local space. Okay. It's weird that I don't have access to the actual mesh. That's get mesh, get shared materials. Ah yeah, since this is the renderer, the mesh filter just has the mesh. When I click here, so this is the bounding box, right? Bounds. And when I go in and say extend, okay. Test skinned first. I will get the bounds now, and let's see what the difference between this and that. Bounds size Y. Bounds size extend Y. Yeah, I will actually just hit the breakpoint here. Because if that's not working, I have to pass it into the shader to say, hey, this is the actual height. This is actually correct. Ah, so I did a fucky wacky. Because I set it to 0 and I wanted it 1. It's fully dissolved. So the direction was correct. Now I only need to have those values correct. Yeah. Game dev is fun. Things go wrong all the time. Yeah, I need to change themes before I do anything. Come on, Ini, I did not change stuff. Okay, so, arenas, training. Yes, I want to open it. Play. Debugger is attached. Boom. Okay. This is 3 and this is 1.5. Which is the value I need. Right. We want to go to 0. This is the reason it was instant all the time. So let's debug break to see if this actually works how I want it. And then we have to integrate that, which Should be okay. Come on, Unity. Okay, I don't want a free aspect here. Ah, yes, that's another problem. Okay, first we need to pass it into the shader. Float object height. Where is it? Pawns, materials, by dissolve. And here we will have not a dissolve multiplier, because that's irrelevant now. The object height. Dissolve multiplier can be gone. Object height. Height of the object to it probably makes sense. What is happening in the base here? Right. To pass it in as this. And if valid, or if not valid, we will just return here. Otherwise, we will set object height to height. Height of the object to dissolve. Yes, we need that. Okay. Apply noise dissolve material, so we now actually know what we have. What's called web? It's static. Weapon dissolve material, right? So we actually should call it that. Apply weapon. Private dissolve material. Apply pawn dissolve material renderer. So we can actually say here noise dissolve to say, hey, this is actually what's happening. Alright, so this, and here we have the Y dissolve material, and here we need to pass in the height, which we get from the renderer. What was it? Bounds extends Y. In both cases, we are returning the dissolve. So we can do this. And here we can do this. Then we can inline this, so this is okay. So now we need to use that object height. Oh no. Save. 5. Then we switch back to the test. Still in the test? Yeah. Right? Yes. Ach, shaders. We all hate them. Yeah. I don't get it. This should now actually work. Components with the right direction. How? So the thing is actually 1.5 in height. Rather the other value was 3, which doesn't make sense either. problem is that we're starting from this, right? From the center. The center is not here, so it's here. Since that's how the Blender file was created. And if we go from, if you do this, this mesh is so weird. Where is it? And the center. It says the bound center is in -6. Can we see that? UV layout, no. Vertex color. Normals, these are the generated normals, shaded, yeah. One submesh. If I look at this, there was local bound as well, so let's quickly check those. Y extent, Y size. Yeah, kind of disappointing. I wanted to finish that on stream, but I guess we will not be able to. Okay, so preview will be gone. Then switch back to my normal layout. Attach debugger, we already attached. Arenas, training. Yeah, those are definitely not right. Maybe they are. When I go in and say stop here, she doesn't. You will use 1.5, I guess, which is okay, since that's the actual height of the thing. And 0.5 divided by 1.5 is 0.3. Ah yeah, I have there's still a break in here. Okay. So the extent of this 1.48, which can be possible. Sure, why not? These are in world space, which is okay, I guess. Oh. Okay, so here he is. You heard word space, yeah. This thing has a size of 1.5. And if I go in and say this value, it's locked, okay. It was something like this, I don't know. Yeah, then we have something like this. So now let me put this value in. Well, of course now, yeah, that's concerning for him. Okay. I want to scrap the whole Y idea. Yeah, just to move forward for now, I think I will just use the other material for now as well, because that works as well. So we will apply these here. And then we will see if that actually works as intended. So this code, not the other shader code. But at least we getting stuff done. And I will look into this problem later. So yeah, Unity, I changed code. You don't like that, I know. Let's go in here, move back to this, and then we will have to fix the other bug I already saw. Yeah. Let's check if the indicator has actually a tag associated. Entities, pawns, prefabs, player indicator. It has a default layer. Because we need to exclude it from this code here. Essentially here we need to say Renderer. And then layer. Can I get the layer? Rendering layer mask. Indicator layer. And then we need to say to the pawn that she should not be visible from the get-go, right? Or maybe really something like disable it instantly. Let's do this. Yeah, it's still in here. Well, I guess for now we'll hard code it here with renderer parent game object parent has component player indicator all right. Fix me. Use other method to discard this. Renderer. I have beer left. Thought I was already out. When the problem solving mode kicks in. Okay. Debug. And it should be excluded for now. Yes. So if we go in and say boom, boom, Ooh. Where is he? Mesh renderer has been destroyed. At this point. Any estimations regarding launch? Summer. My lips are sealed. Hip. Sorry about that. You will be one of the first to know. Or as they say in the showbiz, no comment. Alrighty. This is still weird with the mesh renderers here, but I guess that's alright. Okay, so this is how it looks. Seems to be working as expected. I guess we will scrap this and say here await promise all pawn dissolve promises, and after that, what are you complaining about? Multiple. Okay, I enumerated for you if you so want. And then this is going to be this, and he will complain as well, I guess. So we will convert it to a list anyways. So we have it step by step. Since the other one is faster than the weapons are faster than the pawn. Okay. Do I still have to break in here? Yes, I do. Wow. Okay. So after the test, I guess this was it for the stream. Sorry guys, I actually wanted to do a lot more stuff on stream, but yeah, as you saw, the mesh shadows I created were not to the extent that I was hoping. Well, I tested them, but not thoroughly enough, I guess. So let me quickly change a few of these values here so we can appreciate if this looks alright. I apply it beforehand, didn't I? I thought I did. Yeah, anyways, these are like the stuff I need to figure out here, but that shouldn't be a problem in the long run. But before I go, I will do this. That they come instantiate instantly, so together, so to say, not one of the other, not one after the other. For that, I guess. This is another problem I was not anticipating. I dug myself a few problems today. Didn't I? Didn't I? Yeah. I guess we're going to scrap that. We're going to do this. And we need that, but we will not return the pawn here. Same here. Or we return this, yeah. And what we then need to do is don't await this. So find instantiated pawns. The knight will be match gameplay board pawns at knight definition coordinates, and the target will be gameplay board pawns at target definition coordinates. War knight promise, and this is our task rather. War target task. And here we will say promise from knight task target, and await this. Yeah. And then I need, obviously I need to say promise all and pass that in. Yeah, like this. So now they should do all of that. Whoops. Simultaneously. For now I will comment all of that out so we can test this real quick. Okay. Okay, so the overall strokes seem to work. You actually don't see that he's quickly visible. Maybe that's just because I did it frame by frame with the debugger attached. Yeah, you see it. Weird thing is that this is still showing since. Huh. Yeah, that's a problem. But when that's done, then it's assigned. Wait. Ah, that makes actually a lot of sense. To list. So we did not enumerate this, so this was actually never called, since link statements are lazy by default. So we chain them and you will execute them once you actually enumerate it, which we can do by saying to list, to array, to anything. And now you should apply this. Tricky, yeah. But I guess, yeah, since they're functional, that makes a lot of sense. Nah, it's not a reason to dislike Link. It's just something that you know. Yeah, see, now it works. Well, the timing is obviously too slow right now, but not a fan of gotchas. Yeah. Well, if you know in what environment you're in, so in Haskell everything is lazy by default. So. Yeah, that's another problem. So that you don't like is, but you like Rust, don't you? Hi Cloud, I'm about to end the stream. Rust iterators are also lazy. They will only run when you collect them. I can't wait for baby to be production ready. Yeah. Still needs an editor though. I guess they will build one. Anyways, guys, sorry for a lot of problem solving today. I thought I want to do something that is quick and easy and get along quickly today. Code truth, no need for editors. Yeah. Tell that to the to the designers. Yeah, that was it. So I guess next time we will actually build AI for the training match, and until then I will sort all of these shader problems with MW, since he is the shader master here, and I will ask him if he has any bright ideas on that front. And other than that, this was you too. Let me quickly switch here. Just chatting. It's always easier. And switch back to the music for the outro. Here we are. So as always, always happy if any one of you stops by. Hope you had fun, even though it went in a different direction that I wanted to. And yeah, have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Until then, This was another day in paradise. Alright, guys. I still have a bit of beer left, so cheers, and see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye, guys.